work on an old building, you're working on 100 and maybe 25 years worth of stories and interest and everything else that's been shaping that building's been involved in shaping the lives and kind of the culture identity of who we are. And you know, from a developer standpoint, tell me what's more rewarding than that.
I have had the honor and the privilege to work with them for over 11 years, and they have instilled into me a sense of pride in what we do and a sense of pride in our community and that we want to make this city the best place it possibly can be.
My favorite project of Hatcher Hill is actually the building we're in. Is the Prince building. We were fortunate enough to work on this property with them, and what made this project unique was a lot of the structural and code issues that this project possessed prior to them purchasing it. Sometimes those nuances of projects can create frustrations for architects. However, I think with Tim and Mike and ourselves, we thrive on these things.
I was trying to convince them to help me out with the JCPenney's building. I didn't know them very well, but I needed some help. It was a pretty complex, tough, financially and technically demanding project. And I met them for lunch, and I thought, oh God, it's gonna take me weeks to try to convince these guys to help do this project. We had iced tea, and they just started, we hadn't even ordered food, and I was like, this is what we're doing, and I really want you guys to be involved. And damn, Tim says yes, right there. And I'm like, I have always been trained, like when you get the answer you want, that's the end of the conversation. And we haven't even ordered yet. So I don't know what I'm gonna say for the next hour of lunch. Next day or two, we toured the building. It was a 6-story building, and pretty much the entire back of the building had rotted and collapsed all the way down to the ground floor. Tim is always dressed in like these fancy Italian leather shoes, and we're in this, building that's collapsing pretty much. And he's walking awfully close to the rotted part, and I do the same thing, except I need this guy. And I remember almost being like kind of protective, like he's like a child or something, like, Tim, do not fall now. You can fall after the project. You cannot fall before we start this project.
They took the time to do it right. And the proposal that we put together, you know, was encompassing, but it was encompassing in a manner that not only focused on what Knoxville needed, but it also focused on the history and how to make that an important piece to be put back into the fabric of downtown.
Tim and Mike saw what we were up against, never flinched.
Once you start working on a building and you start peeling off the skin of what has been added on over many, many times, you're constantly discovering prior fabrics and prior stories.
The effort to do and preserve those older structures is what's needed so that we, again, have a history and retain that history and build upon it with new structures.
And that's the beauty about what Knox Heritage does and what people like Hatcher Hill do, is every time a project is complete, something else is benefited from it. So it just continues to change.
Most often, our challenging projects are those preservation projects, but with the challenge is the most reward. And Knox Heritage, they understand that.
The leadership that Knox Heritage has provided really sets the tone and gives, I'll say, a little bit of peer pressure to developers in a good way, but it also shows them and educates them on the tools and subsidies that preservation can bring to an economic picture.
I think what they've done to contribute to that is amazing because they're creating opportunities for engagement.
On Market Square and on Gay Street and some on Jackson Avenue, the properties that they have rehabbed, you know, they've maintained the facades and preserved the buildings like they were originally.
They really made a statement that they weren't scared to do these big projects that had a lot of risks to them. Now, take that same mentality and take it up north a little bit to Emory Place. They didn't buy just one building on Emory Place. They bought about 90% of the north half of Emory Place. Now, not a lot of people in our city are willing to make that type of leap all at one time, but Tim and Mike have done that many times over.
Imagine all the things that they have done and if they would have not done them. Almost in a similar manner, imagine if Knox Heritage did not exist. They're almost synonymous together. Then the Bijou Theater might not be there. S&W would not be there. This building might have not happened because this building was a byproduct of other things happening where we are at here at the Mass Building.
You know, you don't run across people that are truly doers too often. I've run across a lot of talkers, a lot of planners, a lot of analyzers, a lot of thinkers, people that can drink coffee real well. But when you meet somebody that's just like, let's go, let's get it on, let's get doing every day, let's use a real action verb, it's, you know, you got a good partnership. And these guys, they're doers.
So I call one of them Nice Dad, and then I call the other one Mean Dad. But it's not really mean, it's more like strict dad. I had a company car, and probably about 2 days after I had it, I backed it into my retaining wall at my house. And I went and told on myself to Nice Dad first, and I think he just wanted to know if I was okay. And then I went to Strict Dad, and he said, "You've got to be kidding me." So that relationship, and I'll let the audience figure out who's who. Mike and Tim, congratulations. You both know how much I love you and how I adore you. And I want to thank you for every opportunity that you have given me, and how you two have been my biggest fans. And I hope you know that I am your biggest fan. So congratulations again, well deserved.
Mike and Tim, lots of warm-hearted congratulations to you too. You deserve it. Being involved with Knox Heritage, you know as well as I do, it's very rewarding, and you deserve every moment of this gratification, hopefully, and award. Congrats.
Mike and Tim, congratulations on being selected as the Preservationists of the Year. I appreciate your preservationist attitude, and I value your friendship.
This award and this opportunity to recognize you guys is overdue, and definitely something that we are proud to be a part of and to support you guys. So congratulations on this.
Thank you for what you've done for the city, for its inhabitants, for us at Sanders Pace. We appreciate being a part of this journey with you, and this isn't the end for you guys. We know that. We can't wait to see what you'll do next.
Tim, Mike, I'm so sorry I'm not there in person tonight. I really wish I could be there. You guys are great. You were amazing partners. I don't know why. Let's get together again and do something, because that was fun and exciting, and managed to even be a little profitable. So I wish you guys well. Keep doing historic projects, and man, thank you. On behalf of Knoxville, thank you for everything you do.